Hello everybody, I'm Nicole Byrd-Phelps, and I have another inspirational piece for educators. Last year I wrote an inspirational piece called Believe, and it was inspired by a concert experience with Rhiannon Giddens. If you'll remember, I taught Rhiannon Giddens at the 1994 session of Governor School East in Laurinburg. During that session of Governor School East, we did two concerts, and for the second one, Rhiannon sang a song that I had written called "Oh, Sing 'Em to the Lord." Last summer, it was through that experience after the concert that I found out "Oh, Singing to the Lord" was Rhiannon Giddens' first public solo. I was really astounded by that. This year, or rather in 2018, leading up to this school year, I've had another wonderful concert experience with Rhiannon. This is Rhiannon backstage at the Schaefer Center on the campus of Appalachian State University in Boone. She's looking at the words for my song, "Oh, Singing to the Lord." And then here we are together. It's hard to see us. We're over at the far portion of the stage. She actually took an ussy of us, but I think she just must have forgotten about it on her phone with the rigors of touring and looking after her children on the tour. And finally, here we are on the stage together doing "Oh, Singing to the Lord." And this devotion will reveal how this moment came to be. As educators, we are called to share the stage, to help prepare our students to eventually have their own stage, and that's kind of what this inspirational piece is about. It's called "The Concert, the Classroom." While eating lunch with two teacher friends of mine, I shared that I was going to Rhiannon Giddens' concert in Boone. Grace responded, "I think she should sing your song. She needs an encore." She was referring to a song that I wrote, which Rhiannon and I had performed at the final Governor School East chorale concert in August 1994. A few days later, I emailed Rhiannon to tell her that I would be at her Boone concert and asked her about doing "Oh, Singing to the Lord." About 20 minutes later, she responded, "Ha! That would be so cool. I still remember a lot of it. Don't know the piano situation though. We will have a keyboard? Question mark. Wow. I messaged back asking if she wanted me to send the recording of our initial performance, and she responded affirmatively and asked me to send the sheet music as well. "Oh, Singing to the Lord" is a classical piece, and I don't play a lot of hard classical pieces very often anymore. The next day, I started practicing on my own keyboard to try to get myself ready. I had a practice session nearly every day, even after I hurt the middle finger on my right hand, catching it in the back door the following week. I just put a band-aid around it and went on. We left to go on vacation 4 days before the concert, and I could not practice for 3 of those days. Finally, on the day of the concert, I was able to go to the School of Music at Appalachian State University to practice before our pre-concert run-through. It went well, and so did our rehearsal at the Schaefer Center, the concert site. The keyboard was a Roland, so it was comparable to the one I have. I was nervous when waiting for our turn to share the stage. One does not have this kind of opportunity every day. At any rate, when it was time for Rhiannon's first encore, she gave a beautiful introduction and gave me a hug, setting the stage for our performance. Fortunately, she allowed me to provide a stage-setting introduction too, and then we performed "Oh, Singing to the Lord." I made some mistakes, but it was a wonderful performance, a performance that we could be proud of. It reached the audience, for the people gave us a magnificent response. I will never forget this concert. It is one of the high points of my career. My fellow educators, we occupy a stage that is just as important as one that is used for performances. That stage is our classroom. Day in and day out, we must prepare to occupy that stage. The preparation is not easy because it is in-depth and requires focus and time. Prepare. Sometimes we approach the stage not having prepared as adequately as we would have liked. Maybe life happened, taking you away from that in-depth, focused preparation. Occupy the stage. Take the stage anyway, because life is not perfect. And students need your example of how to function when life is complicated. Sometimes our most trusted teaching resources are suddenly unavailable or fail us. The copying machine is out of order, or we forget some of our materials when we come to work. Improvise. With much grace, make a way where there seems to be no way to teach your students. Sometimes we are nervous when we approach the stage because it is a tall order to educate students from a variety of backgrounds and who seem to feel entitled to be entertained. Suck it up. What we have to offer them are the skills and knowledge to set them up for success in life. When we occupy that classroom stage, we will hopefully enable our students to take the stage. That is the ultimate goal. There are opportunities we can allow them to have in our classrooms to take those many steps to independence. For Rhiannon Giddens, it was my allowing her to sing a difficult piece at the outset of her formal music training. For others in different settings, it will be a show and tell session, a science experiment, an oration from a William Shakespeare play, a demonstration of how to work a multi-step word problem, or a discourse on a self-portrait. Letting go of some of our control over the classroom stage will show students that we believe in them, we trust them, and we are willing to take risks by letting them take the stage. Those experiences will help them to build confidence and to believe in themselves, to know they can have their own stage one day. A final thought. When you occupy the classroom stage, love. When I approached Rhiannon backstage before our rehearsal, there was a hug and a little "how are you doing" conversation. When we had the stage sharing moment at the concert, there was a hug before and after our performance. There were words of admiration and kindness we mutually exchanged with our audience prior to our performance. The relationship that fueled those actions and words started over 24 years ago. She was my student, and I loved her. I was her teacher, and she loved me. Love is the oil that gets the heart of your student greased so that gears in her head can turn. Love will bring you close to each other so that you can ultimately, hopefully, share the stage with each other. Your classroom is a stage. Your daily instruction is your concert. Prepare, occupy, improvise, suck it up. Love. Bring excellence to your classroom so that a symphony of instruction reaches your room full of budding players and prepares them for their stage. What we do when we have our concert every day is to prepare students to eventually have their own stage so that they can be in concert and so that they can continue the cycle. What's most precious is when one of our former students gets to share the stage with us and doesn't mind doing it. That's what I experienced with Rhiannon Giddens in July of 2018. It's a precious moment, and I'm thankful that I was able to experience it with her. Continue to teach teachers, continue to use your stage to help kids to learn to occupy their own one day. It's so important. And it's a blessing when you're able to do that and see the rewards that return to you, that come to you as a result. the concert, the classroom.